Greetings, my people of YouTube. I am back with yet another fanfiction reading. Origin of Shadows, Season 2, Chapter 3. Right before I read this, I might want to go ahead and explain what position of Equestria the Valley of Shadows is placed in. I've been meaning to get this out, but this seemed like the honest best time since it's probably going to come up in several messages afterwards if I don't explain it. But it's far, far, far completely out of the outreaches, on the furthest outreaches on the outside of Yakistan, to the point to where it's so far that none of the monsters ever make it to the mainlands. So, yeah, let's see if we can get this one started, and I hope I don't screw it up. So, here we go. As we started walking towards the mainlands, hoping that we could stay ahead of Rasheen enough to where he will not know where we're going, failing to realize he was still following us. We barely escaped him the first time around. So, and then my eyes grew wide after I realized that he was still following us and we were leading him to the mainlands. Realizing the just of my mistake, basically I quickly tried to think of a way to fix this. Because if we keep leading him towards the mainland, tons of innocent ponies and creatures are going to get hurt and or killed. So I quickly thought, but before I can get done with my thought process, a fire blast came out of a line of trees, hitting Abby right dead right beside the face. I quickly ran over to her, screaming, "Abby, you okay?" And Inferno quickly rushed over along with me to see what if our foal was okay. We keep down so looking at her saying, "Abby, no." Realizing that she was still breathing, just knocked out, we looked back at the direction the blast come from, flared up in the most pissed off way that we would probably get in our whole entire lives. We stared back towards the place where the fire blast come from. Scorpion quickly realized what we were staring at as well. And I looked back at Red Heart and said, "Red Heart, can you take Abby and go keep heading towards the mainland? We will meet you at that rock face that sort of looks like a butt crack at a certain angle." I would have told Scorpion as well to go with her, but realizing he was probably too much of a hardcore warrior to back down from a fight of any kind, I just decided to leave that alone and let Redheart take care of herself. 'Cause the place heading towards the mainlands from here, there's not much you really gotta worry about from here. I mean, Rasheen's about the only freaking beast that's out this far at the moment, but we're about to take care of that. I look towards Inferno and ask her if she still knows that magic interlock spell I taught her. She looks back at me and nods, saying, "But isn't that dangerous?" I looked back at her and said, "Yes, if you don't know what you're doing. But I have faith in it that we can pull it off." She nods, grabbing me in a hug as we spiraled up in the air, both creating a symbol of fire in the air right above us as we spiraled right into it. As we popped out the other side, there was no longer two of us. We merged our forms into one, combining our power and our strength. After all the spiraling and merging, Scorpion looked at us, stunned at what just happened, as Rasheen burst out of the bushes, charging straight at both of us, or shall I say all of us. We quickly teleported. Actually, I don't even know why I'm saying we, considering me and Inferno are combined. So, yeah, I just don't know how to label it in that situation. So I just say I teleported far across right behind him, and teleported straight underneath his head, uppercutting him in the air. Rasheen quickly he caught on to what was going on, considering that he flipped around and smacked us back. We caught ourselves mid-flight as we spiraled back towards him, a barrage of fire. Just then, two flaming whips come out of the sides, right below my wings, as they wrap around Rasheen's tail. As he focused on us, we wrapped her all the way around him, as we used the whips to quickly throw him up in the air, see halfway across the Shadowland. See, and after that, we blasted him with a couple fireballs, Scorpion helping us with that, to make sure he flies even further away. And after we were pretty sure he was far away from us, me and Inferno unmerged and continued to run towards the mainland, with Scorpion trailing along with us. See, as we kept running, dodging trees and down debris, trying our best to keep running, to not even give Rasheen a chance to catch up, we just kept running and running, cycling back and forth just in case he was on us, it'd be a little more confusing to keep up with us. So as we looped through the trees, back and forth, combing back and forth, we finally made it to Buttcrack Rock. Meeting up with Red Heart, who was laying right in front of the rock, with Abby right in front of her, still passed out. Me and Inferno approached her, nuzzling Abby. See, both of us nuzzling Abby. And Abby quickly grunts, waking up, saying, "Daddy, what happened?" I looked back at her and said, "Honey, you got blasted by a dragon." She looked up at Mommy and said, as Inferno nodded, she said, then Abby said, "That hurt." Then I looked back at her and said, I know, honey. Rasheen's a nasty creature. Now let's continue going towards the mainland before he can get us. So, I put Abby on my back as we continue running towards the mainland. So we cross over into the border of Yakistan, running halfway to the other end of the town before we even stop running. Through the snow, we kept going and going and going until we can see the outskirts of the Crystal Empire and beyond. We wouldn't dare go near it at the time, so we stayed out in the outlands where the cold and all the snow builds up. Knowing that Rasheen's a dragon and most likely will not go anywhere near this winter wasteland, we were pretty sure we were safe here, which in retrospect was a pretty good idea at the time, so we decided to rest after all that running. See, Scorpion started to question the fact that the Redstone War Pendant is the only way to defeat Rasheen. Told him there is another way, but it's more complicated and usually carries a number of really, really high risks, and you have a better chance of finding the War Pendant than finding that creature in the underworld. So, yeah. Till next time on when I decide to read Chapter 4. So I also want to inform you, like, subscribe, comment. This is the part, and that Chapter 4 I'm pretty sure is the part where they meet up with some of the guards in the Crystal Empire. So yeah, if you want to listen in on that when I decide to read it, you can. This has been Phoenix out.